Good evening, Sugar Gliders. Welcome to Chapter 5, Lesson 5, Comparing and Ordering Rational Numbers. Remember what rational numbers are. They are those numbers on our number line that include fractions and decimals. So we have been looking at integers, and if I were to draw a number line up here, I just want to remind you we have positive numbers on the right of 0, negative numbers to the left of 0, and all those are called integers. Well, if I were to look at the numbers between 0 and 1, there are numbers here. What's between 0 and 1? 1/2. And we know numbers have opposites. What's the opposite of 1/2? We have negative 1/2. So these numbers here would be the rational numbers, the fractions and decimals. So those are the types of numbers we're talking about in this lesson. So let's read together. Positive and negative rational numbers can be represented on a number line. You can use a number line to help you compare and order rational numbers. So number 1, we are comparing negative 1 and 2/10 and positive 8/10. Well, the easy part about this first one is we know that negatives are always less than positives. So I can go ahead and put my inequality sign in there right away. I know the answer. Let's look though on our number line to see where they fall and how they're related to each other. So I have 0 right here in the middle, and these are my positives, and they are rational numbers because they're decimals, so they're positive rationals. And you can see how the number line is numbered in tenths. We have 1/10, then 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, and there the blue dot is my 8/10. On the opposite side, we have our negative rational numbers, and they are opposites of what's on the right side. And I'm going to go ahead and just point out where our negative 1.2 is right here. And you can see whichever one is farthest to the right is the greater number. So 8/10 is to the right, and it's greater than negative 1 and 2/10. All right, and then to finish this off, since negative 1.2 is to the left of 0.8, negative 1.2 is less than 0 and 8/10. All right, here's two decimal numbers now. And they drew our line graph horizontal. So I have to remember that negatives always fall below 0 on the number line. So if I were to extend this number line all the way up, 0 would be way up here somewhere. Okay, we have our 1s in here, and then negative 2 would be way down here somewhere. Okay, so that gives us a perspective on where these numbers fit on the number line. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and graph negative 1 right here. Then I have negative 1.2, negative 1.3, negative 1.4. What's between negative 1.2 and negative 1.3? Negative 1.25, or 1 and 25 hundredths. Let's look between negative 1 and 30 hundredths and negative 1 and 40 hundredths, and I know I would have negative 1 and 35 hundredths. So again, I'm just giving you a perspective on where these numbers fall on the number line. Which one is closer to 0? That's the greatest value, and we can see they graphed it in a blue dot right here. It's negative 1 and 25 hundredths. So since negative 1 and 40 hundredths is below negative 1 and 25 hundredths, negative 1 and 40 hundredths is less than negative 1 and 25 hundredths. And then I can go up here and put my less than sign. All right, next one, we have two fractions to compare. We can rename fractions so that they have a common denominator. Recall, if we have an 8 and a 6 as a denominator, I can change my 8 into a 16 by multiplying by 2. So I changed negative 3/8, 3 times 2 is 6. 8 times 2 is 16, so negative 3/8 becomes negative 6/16. And now I can compare that to my negative 5/16. They multiplied by 1, but you didn't have to do anything there. So we compare the numerators now. What's bigger, negative 6 or negative 5? And we know, well, here they're showing you negative 6 is less than negative 5. So how do we compare? Negative 6/16 is less than negative 5/16, so I go back to my original fraction. Negative 3/8 is less than negative 5/16. Okay, let's look and see what's on the next page. Got it? Do these problems to find out. So go ahead and try A, B, C, D. Come back tomorrow and we will see how you do. Have a great night.